I could die option here. I'm gonna pick the I couldn't die. It might hurt my points with Chizuru and I'm forgetting her name, Maya. But we're gonna pick the I couldn't die just cause, I don't know, I just feel more like picking that option. I also wouldn't mind Makoto route. Is her name Ayamine? I forget if that's Chizuru's full name or her name. But probably won't go her route for the first run. And then, well, I guess we'll just see. I guess we'll see how it goes. But probably Makoto, Chizuru, or Maya is looking like the route. Again, unless we go for, like, Yuko or whatever her name is, the teacher. I don't know all of the possibilities, so. But we'll say, I couldn't die. I could not die for my military commander. I probably couldn't die.
でしょうね。
Thought so. No matter how you spin it, I still can't accept it, at least not yet. I mean, I could definitely appreciate your resolve and whatnot. And if I were in the same position like that, I'd probably do the same thing you all would. But I just can't wrap my head around the idea that you'd accept a death sentence with zero hesitation.
それはそれでよかろう。
That is good enough.
よくないわよ。
But it's not.
今は良いではないか。この者はどうも浮世離れしているからな。手加減するがよい。
For now, I think it's sufficient. The man is clearly naive as to the ways of our world. We should be patient with him. Naive, huh? Sure feels weird hearing that from all of you people. But over here, I guess that stuff really does go without saying.
では、その良し悪しは置いておこう。だが、私も白金には死ねると言ってほしかったがな。
Yeah. So, this kind of shows this did hurt our relationship with these two. Did it hurt it enough to the point where we can't ship with them? I'm not sure. So let's save a new save here. It's a little difficult because I might have to start saving over stuff in here. I think this was going to be her route, and I would like to go down that at some point, the extra. I guess we could save over some of these saves, although I don't know. I think some of these are from later. Let's see if there's any empty spots. Save there, I guess. Let us not dwell on what the proper response would have been, although to be honest, Shirogane, I would have been hoping you would answer in the affirmative.
たとえそれが嘘でもよい。それは私たちには分からぬから別に良いのだ。
Excuse me. Perhaps that would have been a lie, but we have no way to know the truth, so it would not have mattered.
だが、共に戦う戦友として、軍人の端くれとしては、そなたの決意を聞いておきたかった。
As comrades on the battlefield, it would have been reassuring to hear you express your resolve.
もっとも、もう十分に通じ合ったろうから、形にこだわる必要もないのかもしれんがな。
Then again, I suppose we understand each other well enough. Perhaps it was foolish to concern myself with such formalities.
ねえ、ところでさ、僕の入院中の話聞いてよ。
Hey, did I ever tell you guys what happened while I was in the hospital?
何か面白いことあったの？
No, was it something fun?
面白いっていうか、背中がゾクゾクしてきた。
Fun? Not really. Did make my skin crawl, though. Sorry if the sound cuts out for a second. What made his skin crawl?
階段？
A ghost story?
違う、あのね。
Nothing like that. I thought there was something different about these guys, and I was right. Their way of thinking is completely different. Don't mind me, I'm just expanding the screen on my end. You probably won't notice any difference. They sound like those old guys on television who always talk about the so-called old days. Back when the father was the head of the household and everybody obeyed him. They didn't even start on dinner until he came home. I mean, that's how things used to be, right? Some old folks can't shut up about how much better things were back then, and whenever kids like me tried to talk back to them, they just mumble something like kids these days. I'd always wonder what the problem was, and eventually start thinking about how they should get with the times. Even within the generation cap, what's BS is still BS. If you want the respect of the younger generation, you gotta back up, respect us back. Still though, the whole situation is so frustrating. I just can't accept it on a fundamental level. But at the same time, it's kind of a wake-up call. I'm starting to feel like everything I'm saying must sound so incredibly childish. I hate to admit it, but they all seem so much more mature than me. Like when we were talking about the distribution of food. My gut reaction was, that's not fair. But what if these guys had asked me what my definition of fairness is? I've always taken what I have for granted. I had a peaceful, easy life served to me on a silver platter, and I still found stuff to complain about. I felt like I'd earned all my rights and freedoms just by existing, and I completely ignored the fact that I was being protected. That's what you call a child. These guys are completely different. They're trying with all their might to fight for what they believe in. It's not about who's right or wrong here. But even knowing that, I still can't accept their reasoning. That's what makes this so frustrating for me. I've heard a lot of smug old men prattling away on TV and sat through a lot of lectures from the self-righteous old ladies, but it ever made me feel like such a stupid kid.
タケル、話聞いてる？
You listening, Takadu? Oh yeah, a total listen.
嘘だね。タケルは人の話聞かないね。
You weren't. You need to pay attention when someone is talking to you. You are literally the last person I want to hear that from.
どうかしたのか、タケル？
Something the matter, Takadu?
は
Nothing serious. Wait, what's wrong?
今、三剣。
Mitsurigi, you just... Does she usually call him... Let's see. Maya.
白金くんのことを
Ah,
名前で呼んだ。
you called Shirogane-kun about his first name.
そうか？気づかなかったな。鎧に釣られたか。
Oh, sorry.
許せ。
Forgive me. I must have just been following Yoroi's example. It felt so natural that I didn't even notice it either. Not until they mentioned it. I'm still used to being called Takadu. Don't worry about it. I actually prefer it that way. It's only been a few days, but being called that makes me feel painfully homesick. And it makes me realize just how foreign this world is to me. Although all the people around me have the same appearance and personality, there's such a huge difference in how they live and think in this world. In that case, why don't I call you Maya?
さっきも散々そう呼んでいたぞ。何を今さら。
You've been calling me Maya for some time now. Why even bother asking? It's not like getting closer to them is going to change anything, really. I haven't given up and I still haven't accepted this world. It's just... Yeah, about that. Well, from now on, we're in agreement.
おかしなやつだな。
You
そなた
truly...
は。
You truly are a strange one. It's still me, no matter what world I'm in.
じゃあ私はタマだよね。
You'll still call me Tama? Whether I accept the world or not, eventually I have to start dealing with what's right in front of me. Yeah, that's right. And Mikoto's Mikoto and class rep's class rep. She's not class
ち
rep.
なみに私は認めてないわよ。
Which I still don't like, by the way. What, you're really not gonna go along with this?
諦めただけよ。
You don't have to worry, I've already resigned myself to it. You gotta be more true to yourself. So hey, why don't you all call me Takadu?
そうだね。
Sounds good. But not you.
ひどいな。
You're so mean to me. And Tama, Takadu-san fits you so much better. You would do well to address me as such. What?
そなた今、私をバカにしたろ。
Were you just poking fun at me?
タケルさんですか？
Takadu-san, like that?
呼び方を指定してくるやつなんて初めて見たわ。
Pretty sure it's not your choice what other people call you. Yeah, you don't get to call yourself by your own nickname. Takadu-san.
じゃあ、タケルさんって。
Atta girl, Tama. As for Ayamine, let's just keep things the way they are. That way feels the most to you.
つまんない。
Boring. Oh yeah, how about I give you a nickname? How about Yakisoba?
なんで？
Why Yakisoba? Just feels like something Ayamine would like.
よく知ってるね。
Wow, how'd you know? Was it that hard to guess? Yep, done deal. You're Yakisoba now.
あやみねでいい。
Ayamine is fine. Now, don't be shy.
次呼んだら投げる。
If If you call me that again, I'll drop you. Ayamine it is.
榊、これは意外なことだが。
Well, Sakaki, that is quite the surprise, wouldn't you say?
何？
What is?
私たちにとっては良い意味で面白い結果が出るやもしれんぞ。
I dare say this might bring about some interesting changes for the better.
どういうこと？
Whatever do you mean?
ここ数日、この浮世離れした男の言動は私たちにとって常に新鮮ではないか？
Haven't you found his bizarre sensibilities to be quite eye-opening these past few days?
そうかしら。私にはいい加減なこと言ってるようにしか聞こえないけど。
Eye-opening? All I hear coming from him is an earful of nonsense. Yeah, don't ruin the moment. Anyway, let's just let Maya be Maya, class rep be class rep. Sound good?
わかった。時に白金。
Okay, but at any rate, Shirogane. Come on, you're getting it wrong already.
そうか。タケルだったな。許すがよい。
Right. Takadu, of course. Forgive me. You'll get used to it soon enough. Now what is it?
あと5分で食事を終えねば、それらは残すことになってしまうぞ。
If you don't finish eating that within 5 minutes, that'll all go to waste. Huh? I haven't even finished half of it. Nom nom nom. He had a bowl of rice if you missed the last episode.
あら、白金。
Yuko. Hey, Yuko.
どうしたの？地球滅亡の前の日みたいな顔して。
What's wrong with you? You look like it's the end of the world. I do feel like this one's more... I don't know, I guess maybe this one was carefully crafted too, in terms of, like, foreshadowing stuff, but this one feels like there's a lot of stuff where it's like, something bad is gonna happen. I mean, something bad already did happen, but you know what I mean, like, certain characters are gonna die in horrible ways. You know that's not something you should joke about, right?
辛口でなかなかいいでしょ？おいそれと口にできない冗談よ。
Isn't that the beauty of dark humor? Not everybody can pull it off. Yeah, but you're not like most people. Hey sensei, how would you define an order?
部下が絶対に従うべきものよ。
A subordinate must follow their order without fail. No matter what?
絶対。
No matter what. I see.
それだけ？
Well, yeah, of course she'd say that. Is that all? Guess.
じゃあ、何しに来たの？
Then why'd you come here?
まさか今さら命令ってものについて聞きに来たわけじゃないんでしょ？
Can't imagine you coming all this way just to ask me what an order is. Yeah.
まあ、あなたは自分の世界で好き勝手に暮らしてたんだろうから。
Well, I suppose you got to do whatever you wanted in your world. Yeah, more or less.
それを知ってるのが私だけってのもわかるけど、それにしてもバカね。
I know I'm the only one who knows about that, but it's still stupid. Huh?
そんなこと私に聞きに来る？普通。仮にも私は一番偉い人なんだけど。
Did you really have to come and ask me about it? I'm the most important person here. I mean, I guess not.
そういうことこそ仲間に聞きなさい。榊に反発して喧嘩の一つでもすれば理解できるわよ。
Have your squad mates answer those kind of things. Get in a quick fight with Sakaki for all I care. But that'll teach you a thing or two. That's exactly what just happened.
ねえ、そういえば朝、ヤシロが行かなかった？
Come to think of it, did Yashiro visit you this morning? She did.
何しに行ったの？
Why would she do that? She came to wake me up.
それだけ？
Is that all? Yeah. What was all that about?
さあ、新しい暇つぶしでも見つけたんじゃない？
Beats me. Maybe she thinks you'll make for a good new time killer. Did feel that way. Time killer, seriously?
白金もせっかく来たんだから、あの子のとこに顔出してあげなさいよ。
Since you came all the way down here, why don't you go visit her? Good idea, I'll do that. Yo! What? There you are. This is the weirdest room I've ever seen. I mean, the brain in that big tube, that thing's gotta be real, right? Seriously unsettling. What's Kasumi doing in a place like this anyway? How's it going?
こんにちは。
Konnichiwa. There we go. So hey, you spend all your time in here, right? But why? It's almost like you're guarding this thing. What's with the brain anyway? Is it a human brain? Doesn't it creep you out to have to look at this thing all day? Conversation's going nowhere. So let me guess. Mr. Brain here is top secret. Am I right? I mean, I do have security clearance level, or whatever it is, to get you in here. But you still can't tell me what this brain is. No. I see, then let's talk about something else. Anything you want to talk about, Kasumi? Then I'll think of something. I'm not sure it'd do me any good to vent about my problems to her. Well, this is awkward, but I can't just leave now. It's not like saying she's boring because she's got nothing to talk about. That would be like saying she's boring because she's got nothing to talk about. Oh, I know. Whoops, sorry about that. Hey, I got an idea. Do you have any paper here or something to write on? Ballpoint pen and notebook? Yeah, that'll do. If we can't establish communication through speech, let's try writing. We'll talk through the text. Let's see here, okay? So I told you my name, right? You know how to write my name? Go on, try to write it. Kasumi Shirogane Takeru. That's right. You're not wrong, but... Hey, you think you can write it in kanji? Huh? Oh, you got it. That's weird. Most people wouldn't write Takeru with a different character. She picked the right one without even hesitating. Did Yuko-sensei tell you? It'd be real nice if you could acknowledge me with a response. You know, like, tell me what?
何を?
Tell me what? Yeah, that's it. And then I answer, about my name. Did sensei tell you what kanji it was written with? No. I see. Good guess, then. By the way, you should answer questions like that by saying no or nuh-uh. Not just shaking your head.
いいえ.
Yeah. That's it. See? You can do it if you put your mind to it. Now try writing your name. Okay, so Yashiro should be like this, but Kasumi could have either one or two kanji. Can't remember the character kanji, though. Alright, let's go with these ones. Oh crap, I could have written Shido differently. Whatever. There, how is this? Am I right? Nuh-uh. Really, it's wrong? Well, how do you write it, then? It's gonna be a completely different name. Oh, no, it's not. Yashiro Kasumi. Wow, it's that simple? I was way off. Sorry about that. Crap, I knew it was one character kanji for Kasumi.
いいんです.
It's okay. So, Kasumi, how old are you? Wait, you're not thinking I'm a jerk for asking a girl your age, are you? I see. Then I'll just leave it at that. Though I can't imagine she's old enough to care about that. She's gotta be younger than me. Her handwriting looks pretty childish and all. What was that for? Did she read his thoughts? Were you saying that, yes, I shouldn't ask girls how old I am?
はい.
Yes. Haha, you're pretty funny, Kasumi. Oh. She's a quirky kid, alright. So, she's gotta be some kind of robot. That's why she doesn't want to say how old she is. She could be ancient, too. Like, her base could have been built a long time ago. Alright. I hate these Sumika scenes, I gotta be honest. Some people probably love them. Takeru! Maybe this one will be better.
白陵の制服だ。
Oh, you got your Hakiru uniform, huh?
どう? 似合う似合う?
Doesn't the Hakiru uniform look great on me? Oh, so this is maybe a flashback. Not really.
別にこれから3年間飽きるほど見るんだから見せびらかしに来なくたっていいじゃん。
I don't know why you feel the need to show it off. I'm gonna see it every day for the next 3 years anyway, so this is definitely a flashback.
ひどいよ。
ひどいよ。
なんだよ。ねえねえ、たけるちゃんも制服着てみせてよ。
Put on yours too, Takeru.
やだよ。
No, I'm good.
あ、これだね。はい。
Found it. Here, suit up.
やだ。
Don't wanna.
着てよ。
着てよ。Put it
や
on.
だ。
No.
バカ、何しやがる。
The hell are you doing?
脱げ
Oh, she's pretty bad
お前
too.
わかった。 わかったから引っ張るな。伸びるだろ
Quit yanking on me. You're gonna stretch out my clothes.
似合う似合う。タケルちゃんは何着てもかっこいいね。
Looks good no matter how you wear it.
まあ、それは認めよ
Can't deny that.
ごめん、冗談。
Too bad, I was totally joking.
う。なんだと
What did you just say?
ねえねえ、後で一緒に教科書取りに行こうよ。
Let's go get our textbooks together later.
お前、まだ行ってないのか
You haven't gotten your textbook yet?
うん。一緒に行こうと思って。
No, I wanted to go together.
じゃあ、俺のも頼む。
No thanks, but can you go ahead and pick up mine while you're at it?
ダメだよ。一緒に行くんだから。
No way, we gotta go together.
勝手に決めるな。面倒だよ。お前行くんだから、ついでに取ってきてくれ。
But I don't really feel like it. That's your decision to make. And since you're gonna go anyway, you might as well get mine, right?
いいじゃない。せっかくだからお出かけしようよ。
Oh, come on. You never do anything with me. Just tag along.
この間行ったじゃん。
What are you talking about? We went out the other day.
あれはみんなで行ったんだよ。タケルちゃんと二人でお出かけなんて久しぶりだよ。
Sure, but that was with everybody else. It's been a long time since it's just the two of us alone together.
なんで二人で行くんだよ。
Why do you want to be alone with me that bad?
いいじゃない。久しぶりだし。
What's your deal? It's not like we ever get a chance to be.
やだ。
Don't wanna.
行こうよ。
Go, yo. Come on.
やだ。
Yada. No.
なんだよ。
What's your point? Or what's your problem?
だからなんだよ。
Seriously, what is it? Oba-san!
たーく
Oh, for the love of... What are you, 5 or something? Oh no. That's what you just did to us. Uh-oh.
ちょっと待て
Wait a minute, it was her.
うわっあがー
And we died. So are we gonna just wake up? It's a weird wake-up call. Okay, this is starting to get real awkward. I'm already awake. Alrighty then, see you later. Bye, Kasumi. Yashiro. Seriously, don't get Yashiro. Why does Yashiro feel the need to come wake me up? Same thing happened yesterday. But man, what a stupid dream. That was way back before we entered Hakario. It's like every time I realize I've been thinking less and less about the other world, I end up having a dream about it. I'm starting to wonder if I'll make it home. I'll ever make it home. Well... Mosh. I'm glad she keeps waking me up, but I prefer it if she did it after my alarm clock went off. Me too. I need my beauty sleep, every last second of it. Yep. Not that I want to end up snoring through the wake-up call. I'd get seriously chewed out if I was late for roll call. That definitely wouldn't be a good way to start the day. Come to think of it, Sumika used to do the same thing. Even when I tell her what my alarm was set for, she'd always come wake me up before it went off. I'm kind of amazed Sumika never got sick of the alarm. Or waking me up. Man, even in this world, I'm being woken up every single day. And before my alarm goes off too. Hang on. Is there some connection? Is Kasumi? It couldn't be. What? I feel like that brain in a jar is Sumika. Like... I don't know. Like, call me crazy, but there's something weird going on with the brain in the jar. It's gonna be something weird. Take that. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah!
Ouch.
Hey!
What the? Hey, time out. I give. She cut him in half. Just because they're practice knives doesn't mean you gotta wail on me as hard as you can. She literally cut him in half in the cutscene. Come on, go a little easy on me.
よもや戦場でそのような泣き言が通じるとは思っておるまいな。
Surely you don't expect such whimpering to work on the battlefield. That's not it. Not at all.
では次はタケルだ。刀を収めて座るがよい。
Then let us proceed. Sheathe your blade and sit. Wait, hang on a sec. Can't we take a breather?
まあよかろう。
Very well. Oh, thank God. I can't wait to look at myself in the mirror later. Probably completely black and blue. By the way, man.
なんだ？
What is it? I forgot to ask you something. Do we ever fight beta with knives?
それはこの訓練そのものの意義を問うていると考えてよいか？
I presume you're asking what purpose this training is. Yeah.
なるほど。私ははじめにこのような技術を習得すべきであるとしか説明しなかったしな。
I see. I suppose I never properly explained why we need to study such skills, did I? Yeah, like, I'm sure the technique will be useful at some point, but I can't really imagine how.
結論から言おう。この訓練は変則的だが本質に問題はない。
Allow me to explain. The training may seem irregular, but it has a solid foundation. What do you mean?
この訓練は居合と剣道が混ざり合っている。
The martial arts we just practiced incorporates elements of both Iaido and Kendo.
人によっては中途半端に見えるかもしれん。特に日本人はこの垣根にうるさいからな。
As such, some regard it as incoherent and derivative. In particular, many Japanese don't approve of blending two distinct arts. Sounds like you disagree, though. Why is that?
逆に問題点の指摘からいこう。その方がわかりやすい。
Rather than explaining the merits, let's examine the problems. It'll make it easier to understand. Sure.
戦国の世に
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to skip. Iaido is an art which arose during the Sengoku era, which originally...
戦国の世に生まれた居合とは、本来敵の不意打ちに対する策だった。
Iaido was originally a means of dispatching enemies when taken by surprise. Oh.
つまり、不意に敵に襲われた時、瞬時に刀を抜き、敵を一撃のもとに仕留め、刀を戻す。この一瞬を勝負とする。
Iaido allows one to instantaneously draw one's blade, cut down the enemy with a single strike, and resheathe, ending the battle in a single fluid motion. Iaido. Okay.
したがっていかに素早く、効率よく刀を抜くかが重視され、これが抜刀術。すなわち居合なのだが、まずここに一つ、我らの現状と乖離した問題がある。
The art of drawing the blade quickly and efficiently came to be known as Batto Jutsu, and it is the foundation of Iaido. I have heard of this, like, I couldn't tell you the names, Batto Jutsu and Iaido, but I have heard of that, like, sheath, unsheath kind of thing. There is one major distinction between our circumstances and theirs. What's that?
なんだと思う？
What would you surmise? We don't fight with swords. Swords won't work on our enemies. I'm gonna say swords won't work on our enemies. Is it because swords don't work on our enemies or something?
なるほど。それはそうかもしれぬ。私はまだ直接ベータと戦ったことはないから定かではないが。
So I'm wrong, huh? Alright, what's the top one? We don't fight with swords?
なるほど。それも間違いではないが、あまりに根本的すぎて私が望んだ答えではないな。
So neither of them are right. Let's just go with two. Swords won't work on our enemies. Is it because swords don't work on our enemies or something?
なるほど。それはそうかもしれぬ。私はまだ直接ベータと戦ったことはないから定かではないが。
That may be a part of it. However, I cannot say for sure, having never been in direct combat with Beta. So you don't know.
いや、戦術機に刀が装備されていることから無力ではないのだろう。
Well, no. When you consider that all TSFs come equipped with swords, it's impossible to say these techniques are completely useless, so they do come with swords, yeah. But it's not the answer, is it? So, is it because we don't fight using swords?
なるほど。それも間違いではないが、あまりに根本的すぎて私が望んだ答えではないな。
It's very strange. So if you pick option 2, you get more dialogue. But is it the more correct option? Or is it the more wrong option? I'm just gonna go with it. Interesting. You are not mistaken that it is but it is a more rudimentary answer than the one I was looking for. See.
その意見については後で述べるとしよう。正解は
I will expound upon this notion later, but as for this particular question,
正解はこの動作にある。
the correct answer lies within the nature of its movement. Yeah, I think it's just because you can unsheath quickly, so they're gonna say you can take a gun out of its holster quickly. You mean the act of drawing your sword?
そうだ。敵に襲われると分かっていて刀を鞘に収めたままでいるなど、むしろ愚か者のすることだ。
Precisely. Only a fool would leave their blade sheathed once they knew the enemy was attacking. Oh, I get it now.
ベータが相手であるとした場合、想定はすでに臨戦態勢なのだ。
When fighting the beta, we always operate on the assumption that the combat may be imminent. Yeah.
つまり、抜刀術であるはずが、抜刀そのものが無意味なのだから、それを学ぶことに意味があるのだろうか。
In other words, techniques for responding to a surprise attack are rarely relevant, and these Bachu Jutsu are the very foundation of Iaido. So why do we bother learning it then?
ここでこの訓練が何を目的としているのかを知る必要が出てくる。
To answer that, I have to explain the purpose of our training.
最も重要なのは、精神を養うことなのではないか。
To cultivate our mentality as warriors, a matter of the utmost importance, wouldn't you agree? Our mentality as warriors.
さっきの話にもつながるが、我らは銃を持って戦う。したがって、より実践的な訓練はそちらに任せておけばよい。
As mentioned earlier, we fight using firearms, therefore a more practical training will involve the use of firearms. So what are we accomplishing here? What's a warrior mentality?
それはいくらもあるだろうが、一つはイメージだ。
The biggest thing is our self-image, but there are many elements to it. Self-image.
日本人にとって刀というものは鞘に収まっているもので、それを抜くという動作には精神状態を切り替える効力がある。
In Japanese tradition, a blade is to remain sheathed until all possible means of negotiation have broken down. The act of drawing it is deeply associated with a readiness for combat.
そのイメージを頭の中に作り上げる訓練のために、刀が鞘に収まっている
By
と思うのだ。
By repeatedly drawing the blades from their sheaths, we establish a mental image of ourselves as warriors, or at least I believe. I see, yeah. Something about drawing a sword feels way more intense than just flicking the safety on a gun.
そこが我らが日本人たるゆえんだ。
I think any Japanese person would feel the same. Still, I'm gonna be kinda pissed if you're beating the crap out of me just to work on your own self-image.
当然それだけのわけがなかろう。では、具体的に我々が刀を用いて訓練を行う理由は何だと思う？
Of course, that's not the only reason. My next question is, what do you think is the more practical reason behind why we train with swords? Because they're more powerful in close quarters, because they don't run out of ammo. I'm gonna say because they don't run out of ammo, which is dumb.
その通りだ。刀には限りがない。銃の弾が切れ、それでも戦わねばならぬとき、威力を発揮する。
That is correct. Swords can be used indefinitely. When your ammo is depleted, but you must continue to fight, their value is self-evident. But what if the sword breaks?
折らないために訓練がある。
We're training so the swords won't break. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
また、私はこれが一番だと思っているのだが、戦術機の問題がある。
In addition, I believe the biggest reason concerns the nature of our TSFs. What do you mean?
戦術機の装備の一つに刀があるが、
All TSFs are equipped with a bladed weapon. Yeah, you said that earlier.
刀を使う場合に重要なことの一つは間合いだ。近すぎると威力が死ぬ。遠すぎるとそもそも当たらない。
Range is important when using a sword. If you're too close, it loses strength. If you're too far away, you won't hit your target whatsoever. Huh, I think I get it. So if you don't have that muscle memory in first place, you won't be able to reproduce it in a TSF.
その通りだ。
その通りだ。Indeed. Now it makes sense.
戦国の世、居合で勝負がつかず、相手と対峙すればそこからが剣術勝負だった。 だが、現代ではこれが分かれてしまっている。
In the Sengoku era, whenever Iaido failed to settle a match, they'd proceed to trade blows until a victor was decided via kendo. However, this is no longer the case in modern times. And that's why people complain about mixing Iaido with kendo, just because they've been separated over time.
そうだ。だが、この点に目をつむれば、本質に何の問題もない。
Yes, however, barring this one concern, there's nothing wrong with this style of training. The hell, dude, that doesn't sound like a problem at all to me.
私もだ。ただ自然な形に戻ったのだとしか思わないな。
Nor to me. It just feels like, it has simply returned to its natural form. Exactly.
温故知新。何事も闇雲に固執するのが一番良くない。
I feel like we just got a ton of good points with Maya here. So maybe we'll wind up on Maya route. I guess I'll just see where we go, like, at this point. Maybe we'll wind up on her route, maybe we'll wind up on Chizuru. Are there routes? I don't really know. Learn from the past. The worst thing you can do is blindly adhere to the norm. You're right.
その点、国連軍と帝国軍の差を見るのは面白いぞ。それぞれのこだわりがあるようでな。
Muv-Love, the first Muv-Love game took me like, I think it took like 100 hours. Obviously I was reading it aloud like this, and occasionally pausing it. So I don't know how long this game is. I hope this game's not too long. I get the impression that this is a shorter one, but I don't know. It's interesting to compare the UN and Imperial forces in that regard. They each have their own peculiar traditions. Imperial forces.
どうした？帝国本土防衛軍のことだが。
Japanese Self-Defense Force? Oh crap, I have no clue what that is, but judging from the context, I guess she must be talking about Japan's military? Actually, I think Yuko-sensei might have mentioned those terms before as well. So based on what you make it sound like, we're different from them, right?
なんだ？そなたは知らずにいたのか？我らは国連軍所属だぞ。
What, did you not know? We are affiliated with the UN forces. The UN forces?
実質的にはアメリカ軍と大差ないがな。この横浜基地は国連軍のものだ。本当に知らずにいたのか？
In reality, it is a little different from the American Allied forces, or armed forces. The base is controlled by the UN military. Were you truly unaware? I totally knew. Obviously, I was just seeing if you knew.
まあいいが、そなたの場合、存在そのものが特別なのかと思ってしまうな。
Well, if you say so. Although, I must say, it makes me wonder if your very existence is somehow special. Huh?
このことは他の者には内緒にしておけ。特に榊に知れるとまた何か言われるぞ。
Why don't you keep this discussion a secret from the others? Sakaki in particular, I think would give you quite the scolding, I imagine. Yeah, no kidding. Alright, Maya, let's keep this between you and me.
そうだな。秘密だ。
Yes, I too shall remain silent about it. Awesome, I appreciate it.
わかった。
Likewise. But damn, Maya, you're pretty amazing, you know that?
なんだ突然。
What brought that on? Well, I mean, I don't know, you're just an amazing person in more ways than one.
それを言うなら、そなたは相当面白い男だぞ。
Well then, allow me to say that I find you to be one intriguing young man as well. What's that supposed to mean?
いや、面白い男だ。いろいろと。
You're intriguing in more ways than one. Copycat.
さて、休憩が長くなってしまったな。再開しよう。
Well then, this break has gone on far too long. Let's recommence. Raja.
では、行くぞ。
Very well, here I come. Miso broiled mackerel special pork cutlet. I guess I'll stop here. I might continue later though, you know. I just feel like it's a good stopping point because this is another lunch table scene. These haven't been that bad so far. But yeah, we got some training on the sword, and we got to learn why they use the sword, kind of. It's a tradition, and you know, when you run out of bullets or whatever, it's good to know how to be able to use your sword. We don't really know if it works on the beta or not, because we haven't been in combat before, but it is a final resort, and because they don't use bullets, it's good to practice with the sword. It'll just make you more, aware and everything. Then we learned that we are part of the UN forces. They are associated with us. Let's see what else. Yeah, Iaido, Kendo. That's as far back as we can go. Alright, so next time we'll pick this up where we left off. Alright. Oh yeah, so the other big thing was Kasumi, whatever her name is. There's hints that she has some connection to Sumika, the Yashido girl, who's like a robot girl. She won't tell us what the brain in the jar is. We did ask Yuko about orders, and whether you have to follow an order, and she said, yes, you always follow your superior's orders. So basically, our insubordination is a problem. But yeah, next time we'll pick this up here. It probably won't be too long. I might play some Fire Emblem, or read a book in between, but I'll play this later. See ya!